Hello dear learners, I A.S. Kulkarni welcome you on my presentation Hospital Manufacturing. Under this we will see purchasing and raw material testing. Learning outcomes of today's presentations are: after completion of this presentation you will be able to apply the methods for purchasing of drug as well as the raw material. Also, you will be able to understand the testing of raw material. A roadmap of today's presentation: first we will see the procurement of stock, and last we will go for testing of raw materials. So before going to actual presentation, here is a reflection spot for you. How will you purchase the required material in your organization? So just pause the video, write the answer for it, and then place the video. I think you have written something about this question, so let's move forward. So here we will see the procurement and store. So procurement is nothing but the purchasing. You can see in this picture. So yeah, actually that particular buyers purchasing that the medicines which is required in the particular hospital. So here purchasing is a function of a procurement of the material. So either that material is medicines or raw materials or finished products. Okay. So purchasing is an procuring material, storage of supply and services are required for manufacture of a product. So here purchasing is done with any material like medicines is there, raw materials which is required in the manufacturing as well as its storage. So this is the purchasing. So you just remember here the procurement is nothing but the purchasing of the material which is required in the hospital. So here we will see the scientific purchasing. So that scientific purchasing is done on 5 R's. So here the buying of raw material of the right quality in the right quantities at the right time and the right price from the right source. So here the scientific purchasing is mainly based on these 5 R's, that is right quality, right quantities, right time, right price and right source. So you just remember here. So scientific purchasing is done with 5 R's. Okay, so after purchasing any material, here the hospital will store that particular material which is purchased from the distributors or suppliers or from the vendor, so that in a good condition or that particular condition which is required for that particular medicine or raw material. So that should be maintained by the store department. So here we'll see the objective of scientific purchasing. So here the first objective is there, so to procure material at competitive price. So it is very important. So while purchasing the material, so the price for that particular material should be competitive. So that particular purchasing is done on the competitive price. Second objective is there, to ensure the best quality product. So if any organization going with the scientific purchasing, so that particular point, that is quality of that particular product should be considered. So because we require only the quality product. And third objective is there, to develop faith and goodwill of the hospital. If the hospital providing quality product to the patient, so definitely the image of that particular hospital will be increased or good image will be maintained. So these are the objective of scientific purchasing. Coming to the next, here we will try to see the procurement procedures. So definitely at the time of a purchasing of any material, so many steps which are involved. So it involves different steps and headed by purchase head or purchase officer who issues the purchase order to the supplier for getting the required material in that particular organization. So here we will see the different steps which are involved at the time of purchasing of any material. So first step is there, that is purchase intent. So it is nothing but the purchase requisition. So that requisition which is sent by the different departments which is present in the hospital to the purchase department. So second step is there, that is scrutinizing of purchase in there. So here hospital purchase department here checking that particular item which is specified rightly or correctly in that indent or not. So there is a scrutinizing of that purchase indent. Third step is there, that is market survey and selection of the vendor. So it is very important. So if that hospital using the scientific purchasing, so here that material should be purchased with a competitive price, as well as the selection of vendor is very important. So here who is providing the actually quality product, so here that selection is depends on that. And last one is there, that is order preparation. So here actually order which is prepared for sending off or sending to the supplier for receiving the material. So here we will see step by step. So here the first step is there, that is purchase indent. So it is also called as purchase requisition. So here purchase indent is nothing but the formal or simple request which is made to purchase department to purchase the required material. So as I told, so purchase indent is an formal request which is made by the different or the various departments which is present in the hospital to the purchase department for the purpose of the procurement of that particular required material. So while preparing the purchase indent, so here that particular department preparing the triplicate copy of that particular purchase requisition. So you can see in this picture, so 3 copies which is made by that particular department. The white one is there, yellow one is there, and pink one. So 3 copies which is made by that particular department while preparing the requisition to the purchase department. So why these 3 copies are needed there or necessary? So we'll see here the first or the original copy which is sent to the purchase department for the procuring the materials. Second copy which is sent to the store department, so it is an intimation to that particular store department, so they will receive the materials as per that particular purchase indent. And third copy which is remains with the originating departments, means here they actually that particular purchase indent is generated. So here the purchase indent which is made in triplicate. Second step is there, actually scrutinizing the purchase indent. So whatever the purchase requisition received by the purchase department, so here that purchase department should scrutinize that purchase indent. So here the checking of that particular purchase indent, either that purchase indent have the brand names of the medicines, chemicals name, or specification for the quality and quantity. So whenever the purchase department scrutinizing that particular indent, so that department should check that particular purchase indent, so that includes the brand names, chemical names, and the quantity required as well as the quality required to that particular department. So here scrutinizing is done. So nothing but the checking of the purchase intent. So either that particular department made proper purchase intent or not. So this is the second step. So let's move forward here. So third step includes the market survey and selection of the vendor. So here the indent is a step of a market survey and the selection of sources of supplies. So in these, the items which are segregated here in various groups, as well as the market survey is done by that particular purchase department for getting the good quality product or good quality medicines. So here that particular formal request which is sent to that particular supplier, and that purchase department will get the quotation about that particular requisition. So here in this, the materials which are segregated and send that particular different suppliers for reversal asking quotation for selection of the vendor. So who can apply the right quality, required quantity and the right price. So on the basis of this factor, here the selection of vendors is takes place. So here that purchase department checking who is actually providing the right quality product, which is as well as the required quantity and with the right price. So on the basis of this factor, the selection of vendor is takes place. Third step is there, that is actually order preparation. So purchase order is an legal document and serves as evidence of agreement between buyer and supplier. Or supplier is nothing but the vendor. So here order form consists of the detailed description or information of each and every items being purchased. So that particular purchase order should include all the description of that particular required material in the hospital. So on the basis of that purchase order, the supplier or the vendor will provide the materials to that particular organization. So while preparing these order or purchase order, here 7 copies are made or 7 copies are prepared and sent to the different departments for the different purposes. So let's see why that 7 copies are required while preparing the purchase order. So and which department which is required that particular purchase order copy. So we will see here the 7 copies of that purchase order. So here the first copy is sent to the vendor for supply the medicines. So here on the basis of that particular purchase order, the supplier will deliver the medicines which is required in the hospital. So the first copy which is sent to the vendor for supply of a medicine. Second copy which is retained in the purchase department where actually purchase order is generated for the filing purpose. Third copy of that purchase order which is sent to the account department for audit purpose. So whenever the audit will be carried out, so this copy will be helpful to that particular account department. Fourth copy of that purchase order which is sent to the finance department to release the payment to vendor. So whenever the material which is received, so it is necessary or it is important to release the payment to the vendor. So that's why this fourth copy which is sent to the finance department to release the payment to that particular vendor where from the material which is received. Fifth copy of purchase order which is sent to excise department for their reference. And sixth copy which is sent to the store department where the material will be received and that on the basis of that received purchase order, so here the store department will check either that material which is present in that particular order or not. So that's why here the 6 copy of purchase order which is sent to the store department, as well as it gives the intimation to that particular store department, so what type of storage condition which is required to that particular material. So that's why this copy which is sent to the store department. And last copy, that is 7th copy, which is sent to the department from where the actual indent is generated. So the different departments of that particular hospital. So last copy, that is 7th copy, which is sent to the departments, actually the requisition which is received. So these are the 7 copies which are made with a different purposes and sent to the that particular department. So here we will see the types of purchases. So while purchasing, the hospital will use any one of these. So that depends on the organization or the policies of that particular hospital, as well as either it is a big hospital, small hospital, or very small hospital. So here we'll get the information of the types of purchases. So first type of purchases is there, that is centralized purchases. So here the centrally the material which is purchased. Next one is there, that is decentralized purchases. So here each department has an authority to purchase the materials as per the requirement, but this purchasing which is done by the head of that particular department. Third type of purchases is that is a rate contract. So in this, the rate of that particular material which is fixed throughout the year, where the agreement which is done. And last type of purchases is there, that is tender system. So here tender which is invited for supplying the material. So let's see one by one. So first type of purchases is there, that is centralized purchases. So here actually purchasing is done centrally for entire hospital. So there will be one separate department, that is purchase department, who is actually doing this activity. So here that centralized purchase is done, the purchasing committee who is actually present in the hospital or the purchase in charge. So here that purchase department will receive the requisitions or the purchase indent from the different department. So after that, the scrutinizing of that purchase indent is carried out. Then there is a preparation of the purchase order, and that lastly that purchase order which is sent to the supplier for delivering of the required material. So this is a centralized purchases. Let's see the second type of purchases, that is decentralized purchases. So here the purchasing is done by department wise. So that particular purchasing is done by head of that particular department. So here the each and every department which is present in the hospital has an authority to purchase the required material. So that purchases depends on the hospital policies. So in pharmacy, medical officer and the head of department has authority to purchase the medicine from different sources. So that purchasing is depend on the condition or the medicines required in the hospital in that particular time. So here hospital can purchase the medicines from the local market in case of any emergency, as well as by inviting the bids. So this is mainly used for the institutional supply. And they can direct purchase from vendor or the manufacturer. So here in a decentralized purchases, each and every department has an authority to purchase as per their requirement. So in centralized, here centrally purchases is done, and here the decentralized purchases, in these the every department has an authority to purchase the material. So each department will do the activity for the purchasing. Next is there, that is a rate contract. So in this purchasing, the yearly agreement which is signed between hospital authorities and the supplier. So in this particular agreed year, here the rate for all the materials is remain constant. So that rate which is fixed, so that rate will not be changed there. So that's why here the rate contract which is signed between the hospital authorities and suppliers. So it ensures assured supply at an assured price of an assured quality. So in this rate contract, all will be assured. The quality of that product as well as the time is very important. So the supplier will provide the materials with that particular time or point. So here there is a need to strict the testing for the quality. So at that point here, sometimes the sample of that medicines must be sent to the reputed private or government laboratory to check the quality of that particular medicines. So in this rate contract, so here the supply is assured as well as the price and the quality of that particular product. So this rate contract which is mainly found in big hospitals, because in big hospitals they require large quantity of the medicine. So here the rate which is fixed for all the medicines throughout the year. So this is about the rate contract. Next we will see here the tender system. So the tender is a written offer to supply the materials or goods to that particular hospital or the organization. So here that tender will be published in newspaper or in a suitable media, so the supplier get the information. So on that particular published advertisement, here the hospital will receive the good quality of the product which is supplied by the selected vendor. So this tender system which is categorized in 4 types of tenders. So in this first, that is open tender. Next one is there, that is limited tender. Third one is there, that is single tender, and fourth one, that is global tender. So let's see the first one, that is open tender. So this tender system which is suitable to large hospitals which is controlled by central or state government and the big trusts. So open tender means this tender is open for all the suppliers. So anyone or any supplier will apply for the tender. So here entire procedure for the tender which is under the control of the administrator of that particular organization. So you just remember here, the open tender means anyone can apply to that particular tender, or anyone can supply the materials which is required to that particular organization. So here the various steps which are involved in open tender system. So that particular activities or that particular procedure which is under the control of the administrator of that particular organization. So we'll see here the steps involved in open tender. So this includes inviting of tenders. So here in inviting of tenders, the tenders which are invited by publishing the advertisement either in newspaper or any suitable medium. So while publishing that particular advertisement, here hospital must take care of that. So all the specification which is mentioned in that particular advertisement regarding the quality, quantity, etc. So in this first step, there is an invitation for the all the suppliers for supplying the material to that particular hospital. So after receiving the tenders or after receiving the applications from the various distributor, here second step, that is scrutiny of that particular tender. So after receiving the application from the various distributors or suppliers or manufacturer, here the scrutiny is done on that particular quotation. So here hospital administrator will scrutinize that particular tender. So here is an exercise is carried out by the formally framed committee which works under surveillance of the administrator of that particular hospital. So after scrutinizing, here that particular hospital will select the vendor and send invitation to the supplier to deliver the material. So a third step is there, that is inviting of supply. So this will carried out after the scrutinizing of the tender. So here the vendor which is selected for the supplier. So then the above activities is succeeded into inviting the supplier who complies the technical and economical standards of the tender. So here by using these three steps, here the hospital will adopt the open tender system to receive the quality product from the supplier. So here we will see the second type of tender system, that is limited tender system. So this method is suitable for private hospital or government hospital also, as well as the pharmaceutical companies, in which the non-supplier are asked to provide the detail, that is quotation of the required material in the hospital. So here after that particular step, here single supplier is selected to supply the required material after the scrutiny. So here is also, so in open tender system we have seen that particular tender is open for all, but in this limited tender system, here the tender which is asked to provide the details. So here only selected suppliers will receive this tender, or this tender which is sent to only the known suppliers. So after that there is a scrutinizing of that quotation or the details which is provided by the distributor or supplier, and after that scrutinizing, here the single supplier is selected to supply the required material in that particular hospital. So this is about the limited tender. Here we'll see the next type of tender system, that is single tender system. So it is used when any urgency or any single item to be procured. So only this particular hospital or that particular hospital will offer to single supplier to supply the material. So this single tender system is indicates that, so this particular tender which is sent to the known or single supplier to supply the material. Next here we will see the global tender system. This is the last type of the tender system. So this global tender system is adopted in the hospital when that hospital required any imported material, equipment and machinery in the hospital. So at the time of procurement of imported material, equipment, machinery, here global tender system is used. So here tenders are invited around the globe. So by using this tender system, the hospital will procure the required imported material here. So this tender system is globally. So this is about the tender system in the hospital for purchasing of material. Here we will see the reorder timing. It is also called as reorder point. So when that particular purchase order to be placed to the supplier for receiving the required material in the hospital, so that timing is very important. So this should be done when the safety stock which is a remain in the hospital. So the ordering time must closely coincide with consumer demand and minimizes the amount of inventory investment. So here that particular hospital will purchase this particular material with that particular time. So here this reorder timing is to maintain the stock of a material at which new order must be placed. So it is at time, reorder time means it is at time where the new purchase order which must be placed. So here that purchase order is depends on the how much stock which is remain in that particular hospital pharmacy or in the hospital. So here stock level are called as reorder point, that is how much stock which is present in the that particular department. On the basis of that particular point, here the reorder or the new order which is placed to the distributor to supply the medicine or any material. So here the determination of reorder points depends on length of order, lead time, usage rate and the amount of safety stock which is available in the that particular department. So here lead time means it is a time of a placement of an order and delivery of the material. So in between that particular, that is when anyone placing the order, so the time lead time start at that time up to when they will get the material, that is called as a lead time. So here the time in between the order which is placed and the delivery of that particular material. Next is there, that is usage rate. So it means the average sale per day. So how much medicines or that particular material which is a sales per day. So that is called as a usage rate. And the last one is there, that is safety stock. So it is a stock or it is an amount of extra inventory which is present in that particular hospital, or you can see that extra inventory in the hand of that particular department. So here the reorder point which is calculated by using usage rate, lead time and this safety stock. So you can see in this formula is that is a reorder point is equal to, in bracket, usage rate into a lead time plus safety stock. So on the basis of these three factors or these three parameters, here reorder timing is depends. So you can say that the reorder point is depends on the usage rate as well as the lead time of that particular material and the safety stock which is present in the hospital. So this is about the reorder timing or reorder point. So before moving forward, here is a reflection spot for you why it is necessary to perform quality control tests on raw material. You just pause the presentation, try to write the answer for it, and then play the video. I think you have written something about this question. Let's move forward. So here we'll see testing of raw material. So in this picture you can see actually quality control departmental staff is actually doing the testing on the raw material with the help of various chemicals, and in second picture you can see the various sophisticated instruments which are used for the raw material testing. So why testing is done on the raw material? So in simple words, to check purity and quality of that particular raw materials. So when the raw material which is received in store department, so after that the store department head or the staff which is present in that store department will enter their particular information of that raw materials in the entry register, and they will provide control reference code to each material, and also responsible to intimate to that particular quality control department. So after intimation, the quality control department will take the sample from that particular department, and that particular department which is responsible to give a report on that particular testing. So at the time of sample taken, so that material which is stored in a separate quarantine area with the label under test. So under test, that particular label gives information that so the testing is going on that particular raw material, as well as it is stored in a separate quarantine area up to when that particular department gets the reports from the quality control department. So when actually testing is going on that material, so that label should be there or should be on that particular raw material that is under test. So here that particular department is performing all the tests on that particular materials, and when that material complies all the tests, then it is shifted to the main store with the label as approved material, and only approved material which should be sent to the production department for preparation of the dosage form. So that approved label indicates that the material complies all the test. When the material doesn't comply with the test, then it is labeled as rejected and returned to the supplier. So here the material which is directly sent to the supplier when that material doesn't comply with the test. So as I told, only approved materials are issued to the production department on their requisition. So only that much quantity which is provided to that production department, whatever they need. So it depends on that particular batch manufacturing record. So at the time of issuing, here store department should take care of that materials should be issued in FIFO methods or by using the FIFO methods, that is first in first out. So those materials which is came first in that particular store, so only those material which is sent to the production department first, and where what the material which is received at the last, so that should be sent to at the last. So that's called as FIFO method, that is first in first out method. So here also the different test they perform on the raw material by the particular quality control departments. So you can see here the different test, that is physical test on the packaging meter. So there is a checking of that particular container, either is there any breakage with that particular material or not. So that physical test which are done there, as well as the color, odor, like that test, that is physical test which is carried out on that particular raw material, as well as some chemical test. So that is the pH of that particular product, as well as the assay and limit test which is done on that raw material to check the purity of that material, as well as by using this some instruments. Here the testing is done, so either that instrument is a small instrument or sophisticated instruments. So in that sophisticated instrument, HPLC, HPTLCs comes, that is high pressure liquid chromatography and high performance thin layer chromatography, that is HPLC and HPTLC respectively, as well as some microbiological test which is also performed on that raw material. So that is sterility, pyrogen testing with the help of rabbit test or the allele test, that is Limulus amebicide lysate. So microbiological test is also done on the raw material to check the sterility or to check that either pyrogen which is present in that or not. So that pyrogen testing is done by using the rabbit method or allele method. So also the acute toxicity test which is also done on that particular raw material, that is LD50 and histamine reaction. So LD50, that is lethal dose 50. So lethal dose 50 means the amount of drug required to kill the 50% of the populations. So that is called as LD50. Histamine reaction, that is allergic reaction test, is also done on the raw material testing. So this is overall about the testing of raw material. So you just remember here, the testing of raw material is important to check the quality of that particular product as well as purity of that particular product before going to the actual production or at the time of receiving of that particular material. If you have any question, you can drop your question on my WhatsApp number or on my email ID. And at the last, thank you for patient listening. Thank you very much.